poll now. We're going to put up a poll. I want all of us to take out our smartphones. How many of us have a smartphone? Smartphone. Phone that can connect to the internet. Please proudly raise your hand so I'm sure of how many people. Okay, thank you. I can see a lot of smartphones. Please, can we all go to slido.com? slido.com. Slido. slido.com. Slido.com. Now, before we proceed, I'd like us to be on our feet as we celebrate these people that I'm going to be mentioning one after the other. Please, can we all stand up as we celebrate our senior pastor, Reverend Victor Owunna. He's here. Thank you, Papa. Thank you for the opportunity for us to grow. Please, let's put our hands together for him. He's the demon destroyer, destiny changer. So you put it right me if I'm wrong. One of those. Okay, hallelujah. Okay, so let's also celebrate Mr. Tunde Bello, our honorable guest speaker, and his beautiful wife. Let's also celebrate her as well. And then let's celebrate Pastor Moses. Pastor Moses Abanum is in the house as well. And I'd like us to celebrate Pastor Mrs. Tayo, even if she's not here. Let's celebrate her. And finally, let's celebrate our very own AI pastor, Pastor Tayo. Please, we can all have our seats. Okay, so slido.com. How many of us are there, please? Are you there yet? Slido.com. Slido.com. Okay, are you seeing any place for you to put a code? Yeah. Thank you. So the code is 394 6350. Okay, are you in now? Okay, are we all in now? Yes. Okay, 394 6350. 394 6350. Okay, so I'm waiting for my honorable media people to help me just put it in. 394 6350. Okay, yeah. So the first question is, how much do you earn monthly? So how many of us have answered? Please, I need to know how many of us have answered. How much do you earn monthly? I'm seeing that some people have answered. If we have all answered, man, I'm seeing the poll moving. So okay, we've had 25 people answer, and we are a lot more than 25 people. 29 people. 33 people. Okay, so if we have all voted, can we put our hand? Don't worry, it's not showing your name. Can we put our hand up if we have all voted? Okay, I'm seeing that some people have not still voted. Please kindly vote. 34. I'll just wait until we are like 35, then I'll call out the results. Okay, it seems like the 35th person does not want to vote. Okay, so we have here 29% of people here earn below 50,000 naira. 24% of people here earn between 50 to 100,000 naira. Okay, the 35th person has finally decided to vote. Please, can we all put our hands together to God? Okay, so we have 31% of people here earn 50,000 naira, below 50,000 naira. 23% earn between 50 to 100,000 naira. 11% earn between 100 to 300,000 naira. 6% earn 500,000 to 1 M. And 11%, please, this 11%, you put come and lay hands on me, earn over 1 million naira. Jesus, please, can we put our hands together for everybody that responded, please? Please, if you voted among these people that anyone, all of us will come to you and come and kneel down. So you just raise your hand.
No, my category is not there.
Okay. Second question, next question. What is your ideal financial goal? So how much are you looking to earn? Like if they're looking at your worth, for example, and you say, okay, this is how much I anticipate earning. How much do you anticipate earning? How much do you desire to earn? For example, if your desired earning is urgent 2K every day, you can write it. For it to be your lifelong goal. So every day you'll be doing 2K. So you can do 2K times the amount of years that is left for you on this earth. The Lord be with you. But what is your ideal? Okay. Somebody said 5 million per day. 5 million per day is somebody's ideal goal. Very soon, since somebody said 200 million per second. Very soon, per second. Wow. Somebody said minimum of 1 million naira per day. Ha. Wow. Okay. Someone said $100,000 daily. Jesus. Please, can we put our hands together for that person? Such an ambitious goal. $100,000 daily. Daily. Okay. And that person said $30,000 per month. Okay. Someone said, somebody was very specific. The person said 1.2 million naira per month after tax and pension. So this kind of person knows how to pray specific prayers for God. In your prayer altar, you say, Father Lord, in the name of Jesus, may I earn 1.2 million naira after tax and pension. Lord, after tax and pension. That's what your prayer point to be. Okay, I'm still having more answers coming. Okay, somebody said $3 billion monthly. $3 billion monthly. With the current rate, we're looking at, is it not 30 billion? 3 trillion. No, the person said $3 billion. 3 trillion. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Somebody said 100 million yearly. But thank you for your answers. The final question. Are you in debt? Yes, no, I am going through a lot. I am going through a lot means that there is a lot, like the debt is like inside. Don't worry, it's not something that we can even see from here who is voting or not. Okay, so I'm still waiting for us to reach 35 before I tell us the responses. Okay, it's even there. I am going through a lot. A lot of people are going through a lot. We need to know. A lot of people are going through a lot. Okay, so we've had 31 people vote. Okay. Okay, so we have our usual 35. So 63% of people don't have debt. Glory to Jesus. Hallelujah. 25% of people are going through a lot. Okay. And 14% of people are in debt. So we are going to, if you are going through a lot, your a lot will stop today going forward in Jesus' name. As they are answering questions, you will be able to know what to do going forward. And if you are not in debt, you also receive wisdom not to fall into debt. And wisdom also to make more wealth. Can we put our hands together for all of you? Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to move into the final session immediately. And I'm going to start by introducing our panelists. The first panelist is Pastor Moses India Abanum. He is a dynamic. Please, you could wait. After you finish reading, somebody should go and stay near him because Pastor Moses has this habit of running on the stage. He should not run, please. People should keep him there. We will all stand. When I finish reading, we'll all stand up and clap. So Pastor Moses India Abanum is a dynamic individual with an impressive investment portfolio. He excels in multiple roles as an associate pastor at High Places Christian Center and a quality manager at Tenaris. With over 12 years of professional experience in product and service quality management, Pastor Moses has gained invaluable insights into the oil and gas industry and fast-moving consumer goods industries. His expertise extends to handling both indigenous and international clients. He holds a remarkable set of qualifications, including Certified Manager of Quality and Organizational Excellence, and we can all see it in the church. Certified Six Sigma Green Belt. I have always thought this thing was carats, but then in fact, this coming, you will not come and tell us whether it's carats or not. Then Chartered Quality Institute / Internal Register of Certified Auditors. These certifications demonstrate his commitment to continuous improvement and a dedication to maintaining high standards in his work. His leadership skills shine through as he serves as an associate pastor in the High Places Christian Center. Guided by his principles of mentorship and organizational excellence, Pastor Moses India Abanum brings a profound sense of purpose to his role in the High Places Christian Center. With a clapping, standing, and shouting ovation, can we put our hands together as we welcome our very own Pastor Moses Abanum India. Let's keep clapping until he comes. Pastor Moses, black people are not shy, sir. It's not showing your face, sir, that you are blushing. Thank you, sir. So you can have a seat, sir. Okay. Now, to our honored guest, let me quickly say that I've known Mr. Tunde Bello. People that don't know if you can remember where we first met, sir. But I've known him since 2019. I went for one conference like that, and he was part of the people that I connected with, and I've been following him. I've forgotten the name of the conference, but I've been following him for like up to 3 years now, and he's been a very amazing person. He shares very insightful stuff, and he has also come here to speak as well. How many of us have heard him speak before? Okay, yeah, so I'm going to be reading his profile out as well. Mr. Tunde Bello is a chartered accountant, tax, HR, and business consultant with a vast and dynamic experience of more than 23 years. A highly sought-after financial advisor, business consultant, trainer, public speaker, and personal development coach. He is an advocate for alternative learning, financial literacy, mind shift, personal development, and leadership. He started out as an audit and management trainee with BA & Co. in 1999 in Lagos and left as a senior auditor. He had previously worked at NIIT as the head of finance and administration in both Calabar and Port Harcourt, SoftQuest Systems Limited, an IT company specialized in software development, as head of finance and administration. He founded his first business, Bell Business Concepts, a business support services in 2001. He is also the CEO and lead business consultant at Alexander Stephen IQ, a firm he built from scratch with core competencies in accounting, audit, tax, and management consulting. He later founded the firm's fully operational learning and development ecosystem called the Alternative School in Port Harcourt. It is set up to bridge the knowledge gap in business, professional and personal development, running both general and customized training for individual and corporate organizations. The school also has a teenage arm called Teenpreneur Academy with specifics in financial literacy, leadership, entrepreneurship, and technology. He is currently on the board of more than 4 private firms, as well as functions as the MD/CEO of Corporate PHE and an executive partner in FA & Co. And he supports financial advisory for South-Southeast Angels Network and Founders Institute in Lagos. He also has an affiliation with the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, International Institute of Business Analysts, Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, Institute of Internal Auditors, Project Management Institute, and Nigerian Open University. He is happily married to his lovely wife, Mrs. Bello, the CEO of Priscilla and Aquila, and hospitality and lifestyle business. And they both have 4 wonderful kids who are in school. With a clapping, standing, and shouting ovation, can we put our hands together as we welcome on stage Mr. Tunde Bello? You're welcome, sir. It's great to have you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay. So we have our final panelist, who is, everybody don't they shout, calm down. Okay, so let me start reading his profile. Victor Owunna is a seasoned accountant with 5 years of experience in finance and accounting across various industries, including construction, education, and oil and gas. He is currently the leader of Personal Finance Gym, a community dedicated to helping young aspiring investors build sustainable wealth through investing in the financial market and other assets. In addition to his investing, Victor serves as the social media and communications manager for the Royals Travel, a luxury travel company that leverages digital technology to create opportunities for travel, for people who love travel, so that they can connect and experience different cultures globally. Victor's ultimate goal is to build a network of like-minded individuals committed to driving social change and making impact on the society. And he has set me up with this last sentence. He is joyfully married to the woman of his dreams, Jessica Mead. Hallelujah. Please can we all stand up as we put our hands together for Victor Owunna. Please let's keep clapping as we come. You are highly welcome to, sir. Please, we can all have our seats. Thank you. Okay. Welcome, sirs. It's a great privilege to be interviewing you all. And based on the poll, we'll be asking some specific questions. So, thank you for bringing the mics. Okay, so I'll be starting with Pastor Moses. Sir, you saw that from our poll, we had 37% of people who earn 50,000 naira. We had 21% of people who earn between 50 to 100,000 naira. We had 11% who earn 100 to 300,000 naira. We had 11% who earn 300 to 500,000 naira. We had 5% who earn 500 to 1M. And 11% who earn 1 million plus. There's nobody here who is not earning. They are all earning. So my first question will be to you, sir. Do salary earners have hope of building wealth? Because people often say that salary is the money you are paid to forget your dreams. Thank you. Salary is the money you are paid to forget your dreams. So, sir, to make the question easier, sir, to also push it to you, sir. Sir, all the years you have spent in the company that you are in, is it the money they are paying you to forget your dreams, sir? So, if you're answering the question, you can answer it towards that line, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. First, I think that notion is not correct. Nobody has capacity and authority to make you forget your dream. If you forget your dream, it's a decision you have made to yourself to forget your dream. Because the only combination you need for your dream to be a reality in life is you and God. If you say yes, if your faith says yes, and you relate with God, for sure, it's only a matter of time. Go through the process, your dream will definitely be a reality as long as they align with the will of God. So that's correct notion. And salary is not. In fact, I would rather say that everybody has an inherent capacity for wealth creation. Everybody. Whether you are born in Ota, in Ogun State, or you are born. Sorry, sir. I'm just giving examples. Or you are born in Umunede in Delta State, or born in Cantagora somewhere in the north. Your place of birth, parents to which you are born to, ethnic tribe you are from, has no advantage or disadvantage, to wealth creation. So yes, salary earners can produce wealth. Permit me to use Deuteronomy 8:18, the Message version. Remember now the Lord thy God, for it is He that has given you the capacity to produce wealth. So it is God that gives the capacity to produce wealth. So every born-again child of God has the capacity. So whether salary earner or not, so salary is not a limitation for wealth creation.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Please can we put our hands together for him, sir? Okay, so there's something specific that he mentioned, which is the fact that God is the one that gives you the power and the wisdom to make wealth. So it means that whether you are a salary earner or not, you can create wealth, you can generate wealth. So, sir, Mr. Tunde Bello, my question is going to go to you, sir. So, considering that we have a significant portion of people who are earning, the Bible says that we should be fruitful and multiply, but somebody has to be fruitful first before we start talking about multiplication. And we have a lot of people who are earning between 50 to 100,000 naira. Now, how would you say such people would go about wealth building, considering that they have bills to pay? And things are increasing, prices of things are increasing. There's something that someone said, I think it was Nathaniel Bassi. He said that when he goes to a hotel to go and stay, he doesn't go and sing Oishe, Iyanu. They can't about someone so that they will not allow him inside. He actually pays money. So my question is, those who are earning within that income range, how do they go about building wealth? How do they kickstart their wealth building journey?
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. If you want to make wealth, you have to greet very well. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to say something that is off what we're discussing. First and foremost, all men seated on the stage. I hope we are not offending women. For sensitivity and inclusiveness reason, I don't know why you chose all men to sit here. So let's put it out there that we did not exclude women. So you are part of the panelists. Do we agree? I know what I'm talking about. So because this will be on social media, you can get to Europe, get to Asia, and then they call the church and say you are very insensitive to women inclusion in holding microphone and all that. So, ladies, where are they? Do we agree that there is a lady here that is part of this discussion? No, like children of God, we agreed. Simple agreement. Okay, there's a reason for that because the world is changing. I came in when the pastor was talking about information. Information is not just what is written or what is saved in the cloud. This is also information, body language, arrangement of chairs, sitting arrangement. Why am I in the middle? Why is that man wearing white in the middle? Why is it not? It's information. It's information. And anybody that wants to make wealth should start interpreting information. Should start looking at information critically. So before I forget, you mentioned water. Because it's okay. So he had answered the question they asked me in the sense that he said nobody has the power or the capacity to make you forget your dreams, including your current earnings. Including your current earnings. I used to earn 3,900 in 1999, year 2000, all through year 2000. This 2000 millennium, I was earning how much? People are not talking now. After tax, my salary was 4,000, tax was 100 naira. So they will pay me 3,900 in year 2000. So because somebody asked, was it 1930? I said no, year 2000. My salary was 4,000 naira. And I'm here. I currently pay about maybe 823,000 or 900,000 salary as I'm talking to you currently every month. That's what I currently pay. You know, so that's the person who was earning 4,000 naira 23 years ago, right?
Yes.
To paying, you know, this amount. So what you're currently earning is a function of your status. One, a function of the economy. Two, a function of your capacity to earn. You know, if you're earning 50,000 naira now, where you are currently, and you feel you are being underpaid, what opportunities, what avenues do you have to change that narrative? I'm asking. If you're earning 50,000 naira now, and you feel you are being underpaid, what will you do? Answer now. Ask for what? No, that's the solution. Ask for a what?
A raise.
A raise. What other options? We are teaching ourselves. I won't come here and start saying like I know everything. You are teaching me too. Ask for a raise. Two.
Upgrade yourself.
Upgrade yourself and still be earning the same thing. No, you feel you know you're currently underpaid. The first thing you do is what? Ask for a raise. The second one is what? Thank you. Move to another place where they will pay you. What other options do you have? Let's make a difference.
Alternative means of income.
Thank you. Which other one? Yeah. Talk now. Stay there and create your own business. Use their table, use their internet, use their Wi-Fi to create money. But you are there complaining that they are underpaying you and you are still there. And you say you know you have capacity to earn. Prove it now. Talk is cheap. Prove it. Go to your boss, go to your management, ask for a raise. If you're truly worth it, if they can't do without you, in the meantime, in the short run, in the long run, they will increase your pay. If they can do without you, you are not as important. Did you hear what I said? Yes. You are the one thinking you are the head, you are not the tail. Ask for a raise now, no say. Bring forward your reason. Is that not what God said?
Yes.
So that's my answer.
Okay.
Have I answered the question?
Okay, so okay, so there are specific things that he said. Following some of the answers that you gave, number one is the fact that you should request a raise. If they reject your offer for a raise, you should use their resources, which is already available to you, to start upskilling and starting your own business. Another thing again that he said, which is a very important point, is the fact that apart from starting up your own stuff and so on, you should also look for alternative income source. So alternative income source can be a side hustle you can be doing while at work.
If it does not negate your terms of engagement.
Yes.
However, you should also know that your expenses is a function of your survival. So if you're earning 50,000 and you're living like somebody earning 70,000 or 100,000, you're creating problem for yourself. So let's be realistic. There are some prayers God don't have time to answer.
Okay, sir.
So that's just what I want to say. Your 50,000 is your 50,000. Cut your coat according to your salary. If you cannot, move on to something bigger.
Okay, so this will now lead me to my next question to you, Mr. Victor Owunna. The question is about debt. So when Mr. Tunde was talking, he spoke about the fact that there are people who earn 50,000 naira and live like they are earning 500,000 naira. I'll give you a practical example. So I had this person that I knew, and we were speaking, and she told me she was earning about between 100 to 200k, but her rent was 1 million naira a year. Her wig cost 150,000 naira for one, and she had other expenses that were taken from her. And before she actually knew it, she was in very serious debt. So now my question, because we asked, we actually did this poll where we asked, and we realized that a huge percentage of people here are in debt, or they are going through a lot. So how does somebody manage debt in the current state that they are? For somebody earning 50,000 naira, somebody earning 100,000 naira, somebody earning 200,000 naira, 300,000 naira, how do they manage their debts if they have debt?
All right, thank you very much. It's a privilege to be here and also to be before my elders. Thank you. All right, so let me first and foremost just share a bit of my story. So I think it was in 2020 thereabouts. I was into boats. I was driving boats for a couple of people. But then the first person I drove for, from that moment, I think about 2 months after I started to go into debt, because I was actually managing someone's accounts. As the business of someone, I was the accountant for them, and it was like a freelance I was doing. So I was taking money from because I had access to the account. So I was just taking money and then telling myself, oh, I can drive boat and just replace it, And then it took me to debt of close to somewhere around 300,000. And then I realized what I had gone into. And by then, I wasn't even serious about my finances. So I started to learn intentionally how to, get out of that kind of trap. Because actually, debt is actually, depending on how you manage it, it can be a trap sometimes. It can prevent you from building wealth. So when it comes to managing debt, I think the first thing we need to look at is what got you into the debt, right? How did you get into the debt? Because the challenge is that we live in a world where a lot of things are calling for our attention, right? When you open Instagram, I open my Instagram right now, and I check the explore page, you see a whole lot of things, and those things are actually as a function of what you search for on the internet. They all come around, and they're all looking for your attention. And then sometimes you click on them, and then before you know what's happening, they tell you that you can actually get this and pay later. That's what InterSwitch is doing. A lot of fintechs are doing that, pay later. All those things have the potential of drawing you into debt. But if you don't want to get into that kind of trap, then you have to do what I call living below your means. Right? Living below your means. What does that essentially mean? That means if you're earning 50k, you need to be living like somebody who is earning 30,000 naira. Right? But if you have already entered into debt, all right, what you now need to do is to structure your finances in such a way that you are able to pay that debt incremented, as you have to pay that debt over time. So let's say, for example, you're earning 50k and then you're in debt of 150k or 200,000 naira. Of course, you can call the person, explain to the person that, oh, see, can you give me 6-7 months? I'm going to pay this off. So let's go with 10,000 naira or 20,000 naira every month. That's why you have to live below your means, because if you are in debt, then there is no way you'll be able to build wealth, right? It will be very difficult, because every time you enter into debt, you are reducing the potential of building wealth. So you spread that payment over time, and then you can now start to pay little by little. And that was what I did. My wife at the time, we were still dating. She actually assisted me at the time, and they were able to pay that debt over, I think, about 6-7 months. We're able to pay that debt. So you just structure your finances, have a budget that goes into debt repayment, and then you can pay that over time. It's not saying that, like I said, it's not saying that debt itself is bad. It's not bad, depending on what you are doing with the money that you got in, the debt that you got into. But if you structure your finances properly, you're going to be able to pay that debt over time and still achieve the reason or the purpose for which you entered into that debt.
Okay, thank you so much. I want to pull out some points from what he said. Number one, do not come to God and be saying every age-long debt is cancelled in the name of Jesus. We're not saying that you should not pray it, but the people that you are owing actually need the money, so pay your debt. Number one. Number two, create a plan. like an instrumental plan and keep to it. Keep to it. One thing that I've noticed about debt repaying debt is the fact that there are some debts that are really big, right? And if you commit to paying it little by little, God can really touch the heart of the people to cancel the debt. For example, if you are owing Pastor Moses as a pastor, God can touch him after the first month. You just pass and say, you are free in the name of Jesus. Go and owe no more. Yeah. Okay, so bringing to the next question, sir, Pastor Moses. There are times when people are in like their job, sir, and they are fired without any form of, maybe without any reason, maybe with reason actually, or maybe one thing or the other, whether they were wrongly accused or they were rightly accused and so on, and then they lose their income source, and it's like they are back to zero. Or some of them left their workplace because it's a toxic work environment. Now, in such a case, now where the person doesn't even have income source anymore, the person does not even have money anymore or any way to generate income. My question is in twofold. What are you going to advise such a person? And what would you advise somebody who is here, for example, and thinking about quitting their job because it's not maybe a safe environment, or the person is about to be fired, but the person does not know that the person is about to be fired. So maybe God is using you to tell them in advance what they should do. So what can they do to prepare for it, sir?
Okay. But again, let me just... the issue of debt, I'll come to that question. The issue of debt, so that people don't live here, with the notion that it's cool to always be in debt. I know I can justify why I want to go and get the debt. I think one of the most important things we must learn to do as young people is risk management. It's very important. In everything you want to do, you need to count the costs before you take the decision. Debt itself is a spirit. There are people that can be in multiple debts and they are not part of. You say Nigeria they owe. Who are they not to owe? Now I'm not keep person. Those kind of state of mind was not built overnight. It starts from while you were in school. Some things you could actually do without, and peer pressure made you go and borrow it from your friend. Right? You have to go for a birthday party. You really don't have to use a new shoe. But because everybody is looking all fly and whatever, you get 2,000 naira from your friend, and then it's my friend. And then I just go. And then when my friend is saying, give me back the money, and I'm like, I chill now, we are bodies. Me, I know that you are bigger than this thing now. What's your problem? Your father is rich. Now, that's how unintentionally it begins to build. Where you begin to feel that people that are wealthy, or people that are earning more than you are entitled to get a portion of their money, and you have all the time in the world to pay them back. Now, if you are not conscious of that, you enter a state of financial recklessness, and the byproduct of financial recklessness is debt. Because you are financially irresponsible. You want to put your financial responsibility on others, and you want to borrow from them without expecting to pay back to them. Even in church, people feel we are Christian brothers, so you should understand. You know what I'm going through. So what I'm trying to explain here is, you need to know that first of all, debt should not be your first option of sponsoring anything you want to do. If borrowing is always your first option, then you are already built a terrible attitude that if you don't break it on time, you can never, it's not a cost, you can never create sustainable wealth in your life. So it's very important to understand that if I have to take a debt, or I take a loan, or borrow money from wherever, I need to assess what am I doing with that money. If the money is not going to produce its kind do I really need to borrow that money? Can I stay without that money and look for something else?
It's a health issues.
No, I'm just saying. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Okay.
Now, the issue of health, life happens. When life happens, those are extreme cases. But again, watch it. Life happens does not mean your birthday happened. Life happen does not mean an over-budgeted wedding that you can actually spend less. That's not life. That's you happening to yourself. Life happen is things outside your control. Things outside your plan. I don't want to go into too much details, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm not excusing the lack of planning properly. You've planned, you've done your things, and then life happens, and then you get a loan to solve some very life-threatening issues, things that can't wait till tomorrow. Those are understandable. That's not recklessness. Okay? That life happens, and then you get into such debt. But my point is, 70% of the people in debt, it is not because they are in debt because of health issues, man.
Very true.
A lot of them are in debt for things they could have avoided being in debt for.
Like shawarma, sir.
You know, so, and again, it's becoming, we are in a generation of, sorry guys, we're a generation of people that, we're breeding a generation of people that are very entitled because parenting has become very intentional, and parents are going the extra mile to take care of you. In the whole days, those kind of taking care of, a lot of us didn't have it. And we did not hate our parents for it. In fact, we love them even more than some of the Gen Z love their parents now. Now, I'm saying because the care is given, there's a lot of entitlement in the atmosphere, and the debt factor is increasing. People are borrowing money for very funny reason. Nothing is wrong with your phone. You just said the new version came out. They did not make the new version for you. Except that new version has a feature that's going to bring money to your pocket. Why do you want to get it? The advanced camera feature, the picture you are taking on Instagram, what value is the picture adding to your destiny? I don't mean my point. I'm saying it because debt is the enemy of wealth creation. It's the enemy. It's the enemy. The wealthiest men in the world today, nobody is talking about their debt portfolio because their assets is so significant that their debt is insignificant. They might not have the liquid cash, but they have investment, they have properties, they have businesses that even if they say borrow me money, you want to borrow them and put money on top. Because you are wishing that they don't go pay. So you can lay hold of some assets and say, I just want this business, give me this branch of your business. And that bank is made for life. So my point is, just to address that point, if you must take a debt, it has to be calculated. It has to be justifiable. You have to measure the risks. Why are you borrowing the money? Can I not borrow the money? Can I think of other ways of creating source of income rather than going to borrow the money? And if what I'm borrowing for doesn't have value, I don't need to borrow at all. You need to kill that spirit. In fact, most times, you should only be getting, apart from life-threatening issues, any other reason to get into debt is because you are planning something that is going to produce wealth or create an extra income. So you do some time, long-term period. Because one of the things Victor didn't say is that for Victor's case, there was no interest attached.
Yeah. In
the real life scenario, whether you are paying or not, the interest is multiplying. And if you take it from a financial organization, your interest rate is tied to CBN policy. It's there in the bank agreement. That we gave you 8% now, doesn't mean 2 years later you should be paying 8%. If there's a policy change, 8% can become easily 12%. You can cry all you want to cry. You are in the debt, and you must pay. So, people have to understand this. So if imagine that in Victor's case, interest was amounting, it becomes more complicated to pay, right? And that's why you need to be very careful with the issue of debt. Risk management is very important. Then
the question of
people being
security.
Job security. Again, there's no job security anywhere, except it's your father's business. Even if your father's business, if it's not managed well, if the company fold, you too will lose job.
You'll be folded.
Okay, so first, it's in twofold. First of all, the moment you get a job, your mind need to be thinking not as a rich person, but as a wealthy person. The rich person has enough for today and the next 6 months. The wealthy person has enough for a whole generation. So you need to start asking yourself the question. Because I think I tried to put that difference in the last time we had the program in church. Now, when I'm working, my mind doesn't work like a rich man. If I want to talk like if I want to do like a rich man, I can buy the most expensive car now and be driving the most expensive car. But I'm basically living a life that I can hardly have any extra money to do investments, to run a business, to create more money. But if you look at me, I live in Peter Odili. If you look at me, I'm driving a GL 450. I'm looking fly. I'm looking my Karat Gold 28, whatever. Now, that is a problem with salary earners. Because you think every month the money will come. So you are tempted to structure your life in such a way that all your money goes into taking care of your daily needs. What about the next year need? What about the 20 years need? Praise God.
Amen.
That's the problem. If you live like that, as soon as your job is terminated, you are back to square zero. Now, you said something at the beginning. Salary is not what they are paying you to forget your dream. Salary is what they are giving you to help your employer fulfill his dream. Why, if you are wise enough, you can also be building your dream by the side. That's the real purpose of salary. For those that know why they are working in the first place. Because a lot of us, in the few times we have worked, the target we have in our head is, we want to, it's my own financial, but I can't write it in word. I want to be, outside where I'm working, I want to be making 4 times every month what my salary is giving me. Now, once I get to that point, the job is now the side hustle. That's the goal of every smart salary earner. Actually, your job should be your side hustle. So that you are giving it your best, you are helping them build their dream, your dream is well taken care of, you are doing your thing there. And then, now, you can now, like Mr. Bello said, if you're not fit to a point and not paying you well, you can walk up to the owner and say, look, with confidence, because you know where you're coming from. Right? And you actually know your value, because what they are doing here, they are not doing well. You have done it somewhere else for yourself. And you know how successful it is and it's producing for you. So they're not taking you. You can even go and say, I have an idea. I don't take your idea. Say, I'm leaving this company because I'm not taking my idea, and you leave. And while you are building your dream, you are also building your self-worth. You are building your self-capacity. At the end of the day, when you present your actual worth to your employers, it's 2 things. It's either they are not able to pay you what you're asking for, and then both of you will agree that, thank you for the time you have been here, you can go. Nobody's angry. So termination comes as a shock to people who are not prepared. So a lot of times, what we say to salary earners is, when you are earning a salary, what are you doing? Somebody say, I don't have time. I'm always working Monday, Saturday, whatever. But I say to people, if you have a work that takes the whole of your life, that's not work, that's slavery. That is the kind of work that they are paying you to forget your dream. Now it's your choice to stay. If you stay, you are the one mortgaging your dream. Because how can you work in a place, you resume 7 a.m. and you close 9 p.m. And then Saturday, you resume 7 a.m. and you close 9 p.m. And then Sunday by 2 p.m., they are telling you, come and do half day. It means your life is wasting away. So at some point, you need to ask yourself, is this the worth of my life? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for people that have lost their job and did not have any of this plan, these activities going on around them, and now they are back to square one, the advice will be, okay, now you have an opportunity to restart. You know, what do you want to do now? Do you want to, actually there should be some payoff now, right? Or is it those kind of work when you work and they just say, adios, au revoir, and there's nothing in the hand?
So for some jobs, nothing at hand. There are some bosses that they are from the pit of hell. They send them up from the pit of hell.
But anyway, even though it's zero, first of all, it's a mental consciousness. If you now know, don't be in a hurry to start looking for another job again, or else you will end up in that kind of job again. First, you need to define what you want to do with your financial life. And then, I would rather say, why don't you start thinking of a skill? You know, so for such people that have got to that point, it's an opportunity to take a recess. Look at how far the last experience was. Ask God for mercy, because actually, if you have worked 5, 7 to 10, 12 years, and then they lay you off, you are back in ground zero. You need mercy. You need mercy, because God needs to have mercy on you to give you another chance to build again. Because, you see, the foolishness is one of the things that cost us. So what I would say is, if the explanation is somebody is at ground zero now, assume you are at ground zero, assume you are a fresher, and begin to start again. But now, please start in a better way and start in a more smarter way, so you don't make the same mistake. Because the next job you will get, there's no job security anywhere. That's just the truth.
Thank you, sir. Okay, sir, Mr. Tunde, sir, I wanted to ask a question about, must a person earn in dollars to build wealth? Because we have a lot of people who are organizing trainings right now and saying that you must earn in dollars. And what I'm asking is that we all know that dollar is headed for 1.15. We're not praying that it happens, but it appears that is what might happen. So must somebody earn in dollars to build wealth? If no, how does somebody manage with the naira that they are earning, even as, you know, dollar rate keeps going up, prices of things keep increasing, and so on?
Okay, thank you very much. For lack of time, I have a lot to say, but for lack of time, I hope we are all learning. That's it. See, after we do all these things, when we finish this thing, the application is the key. No matter what is said here, all the grammar, all the philosophy, all the theory, all the principles, if there is no application, I said 3 A's: awareness, adoption, application. What did I say?
Awareness, adoption, application.
First, you didn't know. Now you know. You are aware. Using it, like you now say, okay, I'm ready to try it. You have adopted it. Then application is the real life scenario that he has mentioned. My principle has always been, money made must be made to make more money. What did I say? Money made must be made to make more money. It's as simple as that. 2, the question about earning in dollars, or you don't have the earning capacity. Do you understand what I'm saying? You that they are paying 50,000 naira, you know how to earn in dollars. What are you going to use to earn the dollar now? Is it the education you got in Nigeria that the lecturer is telling you, come and see me in my office? Is that the one? Is it the Imosu, Abiasu, Edosu, all those Sususu universities? Is that the one you want to use the earning in dollars? I'm asking now. I'm a realist. I don't do all of those pampering. Is it this same Nigerian attitude that traffic light is showing? You're saying, or the Mumu people know they are from, is it there? Is that the way you want to use the earning in dollars? Is it the same attitude? Is it the attitude of people who say Saturday is for sleeping? Answer me now. Is it the attitude of when they are talking sense, they are folding and they waiting when they talk for that job self? Is that the attitude you want to use to earn in dollars? Which account you want to put down? So first and foremost, you need to have value. Value is what people pay for. When you go to a particular restaurant where you ate and you went back there, it's not because of that food, it's because something satisfied you, right? When you met someone for the first time in church and he says hello and you're like, oh my God, it's not the first time you're hearing hello, but this particular hello did something to you. That's the value, not the hello, not the English. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you want to now, I'm going to church Sunday. You know that it is because of that hello that you heard, because of that message that you heard, because you've been hearing messages. So if you're going to earn in dollars, you have to have the capacity to earn in dollars. It is the reason why people do Yahoo, because they don't have the basic, the capacity to sit where they are. That's why they want to take from people who have it by force or by illegality. They now say they are earning in dollars. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So if, as you are now, you do a self-worth, a self-assessment, a SWOT analysis of yourself, look at your strengths, you look at your weakness, you look at the opportunity and threats that are available to you, and you see that your capacity, no matter, for example, somebody came to the office to look for a job, and they submitted an application, and I reviewed the CV. I saw PhD, I saw MBA, I saw MSc, and all of those things. And I asked a simple question, and you can't answer the question. All of those degrees are worthless. I can't pay you more than somebody who has SSCE, who has the solution to my problem, and pay you more than that person. Except I'm emotionally derailed. I said there's a secret of me that is in your hand that I don't want leaked. It's the truth. It's the truth. So it's just like a question of between your mother and your wife, who do you love most? Do you understand? You can answer anything you want to say, but when you get to the house, you know the real answer. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you want to earn in dollars, you have to be somebody who has the capacity to earn in dollars. What do you have to sell? Do you get that the person who has the dollar will pay for it? That's why Nigeria is where we are. Our oil is $70 per barrel. Who will buy it? Is it not the, where are you going to get? Do you want to manufacture the dollar? That means you want to sell where they are paying in dollars. And to sell means that somebody is there to buy. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's you that is saying, with all the ifs and leaves that I have, nobody is approaching me. What we're saying is, the people that want you, they are not there. The value you're presenting, nobody is buying it. You are the one shouting. So it's the same thing with value creation. And you have to have it in volume, and you have to have it in high frequency. So there is value, there is volume, there is frequency of sales. So anybody that wants to earn in dollars, let's see, earn in naira first. Let's even earn in naira. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you will now have, for example, this equipment here, they are also, I don't know if there's a Nigerian company that manufactures this, right? This set, this microphone. Is there any Nigerian company that does it? If there is, we'll buy in naira. Do you understand? But if there is none and all we can find is in the US, what will go to happen? Answer me now. It's the same thing with your value. So if your value satisfy your immediate environment to the extent that you now want to earn, you earn so much that you can quantify it in dollars, you don't have to travel abroad to earn in dollars. Do you understand? So it also means that I can sit here now, I have a client that pays me. Are we online? Are we live? Okay. So I have a client that pays me from UK. Let me just leave it at that. They pay every month. And I'm here working for them. So what I'm saying is that I now have something they want I will now be the one deciding. If you don't control your time, listen to me. I just want to buttress what he said. If you don't control your time, you can't make wealth. If you don't have the control of your time in your hands, you can't dictate price. And if you can't dictate price, you can't make wealth. Should I say it in plain English? If I want something and you are the one that have it, I will look for you. True? And if you are aware that you are the one that has my solution, what will you charge? You charge at your price. Now, if I know that there is nowhere else that I can get it, what do I do? Or I beg you. So that is the answer to that question. So the issue of dollar and naira and all of that can be seen in that scenario that I've just painted. You can domicile your naira in dollar, you can earn in dollar directly, so it doesn't matter anything. So that's the way I see it. But let's be people of value, POV. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so the key point and essence of everything you said is start with naira first of all. Be diligent with your naira and then grow into dollars. The next question I want to ask Mr. Victor is around, you know the Bible says you should be fruitful, multiply. So in between be fruitful and multiply, there is discipline inside. Now, my question is, knowing that the inflation rate is currently at 27% or even higher, how does one build create a budget that allows for savings, that allows for, things that they need to pay for every time, and then they can still have some fun, like eating shawarma? I need to mention that. I've been putting it out there. If you are looking for how to bless me, bless my life with shawarma. Let's go.
All right, thank you very much. I think first of all, let me explain what, for those of us who may not understand, when we say inflation rate is at 27%, what that means is that the value yearly, as 2023, the value of the naira has dropped, has lost about 27% of its value. And so we're not yet in December. So by December, we'll know the actual inflation rate. And this is not actually the real inflation rate. The real inflation rate is somewhere around 30-something percent, maybe 35%. This is just what the National Bureau of Statistics wants us to know, because they don't want people to be crazy, go crazy about that. So when we say inflation is at 27%, what it means is that the money that you are holding in your hand, this is just an assumption. Now let's assume you had 50k in January. By December, if you still have that 50k, the 50k has lost 27% of its value. And that is why Indomie that was 5,000 naira, carton of Indomie in January can be 8,000 naira.
It's not 5,000, it's smallest one, not 5,000.
Yeah, that one now was about, let's say, 3.8 somewhere in January, 2.5. Now, so that's what is really going on in the market, right? And so the question is, how do I hedge against the devaluation of this value of the money I have in my hands, right? So is it good to earn money? Yes. Is it good to, but then you are working against a system that you cannot control. We're talking about what leads to the devaluation of the naira. So you have to now look for ways that you can hedge against that devaluation. And that's where you have to now, of course, I talked about it before, budgeting. So when your money comes in, there should be a certain amount of money, because of course you have to live below your means, like I said. So there should be that one that is left, that portion of the money that is left from the one you're using to manage yourself. That is what is meant for you to save and invest.
Okay, sorry, let me actually cut in. Can you give us like a practical example? Say somebody's earning 100k, for example. How do we break it down into maybe savings, expenses? The person has debts to pay, several other things. Can you break it down to us that way?
Yeah, of course. Now, your savings and investments, 20%. You can just take it down, just write it down quickly. Whatever you earn, the standard, the general conventional approach is 20% of your earnings go to savings, right? Now, 40% of your earnings go to expenditure. Those things you need to do monthly, that's 60% now. Then 20% goes to repayment of debt. If you are in debt, 20% goes to repayment of that debt that you're in. And then of course, your 10% goes to tithe, and then the remaining 10%, typically what that remaining 10% can do is maybe you have an emergency, right? You don't want to, you want to also plan for emergencies. So the 10% goes into, and all these things can go into different accounts. Thank God for fintech brokerage, right? Fintech services, apps. Yeah, so you can put 10% that's meant for service, that's meant for emergency on RiseVest or on PiggyVest. You can put 20% meant for savings and investments in Pockets by PiggyVest. You can put, you just spread it like that. And then that money, even if you're not ready to buy that asset or you're not ready to expend that money, it's there and you are aware that this money is meant for a particular purpose, and then you can use it when you are ready to use it. So that's just but for someone like me, the more you learn, the more you begin to take more daring approach to these things, right? For someone like me, sometimes I go as much as 40% when it comes to what's going into savings and investing. Sometimes I even push, say let's do 50% and see how it works, right? So it depends, but when you're starting, you need to give yourself that leverage to just go little by little and then you grow. But I explained the impact of inflation to tell you that, trust me, if you are not taking action, just keep 1,000 naira note here right now and come back 1 year later. That one that is they still wrote 1,000 on it. But that money, the value of that money, the intrinsic value of that money is now maybe 600 naira. And you don't want that to be happening to your money, and there's no way you're hedging against it over time. And there are many ways to do that.
Okay, thank you. So please, if you have any questions, kindly write your questions down so that we can take it as well. If you have questions, kindly write your questions down. You can beckon to one of the ushers if you do not have a paper and pen. I believe they can provide one for you. Okay, so Pastor Moses, my question is around black tax. Black tax simply means people just reaching out to you out of the blues who have some level of connection to you. For example, you are sending 10,000 naira to your mom, for example, and then she's this kind of mom who feels like you have all the money in the world, and since she actually trained you and carried you for 9 months, you must increase how much you are giving, and in fact you must give her all your salary. She actually wants to take 30% of your salary higher than God because now she carry you for better. But then how do you manage, people who come to try to guilt trip you into giving money? That's one part of the question. The other part of the question is, how do you even manage it against yourself? How do you stay disciplined with your budget such that you will not overshoot? It's not that you will be looking at your budget and be like, wait, do I budgeted all these things? Why is this thing not clicking? So how much you have spent in 10 days, your salary have finished. You are now hoping on God and trusting that when you enter Keke, somebody can be kind enough to pay for you. One of those things. Yes.
Your money has failed because of black tax.
And around that, but you're always just giving. You give until you are now giving.
Give yourself away. Okay. Well, in this part of the world, black tax is a major issue because of our upbringing and our doctrinal values. I had a privilege of spending some month in Brazil, and I was discussing with some young guys. I remember vividly, the guy gave me a very strong culture shock. So when we're talking about how you spend your money, parents. So when I talk about things like, my parents, the guy was looking at me very strange. Like, what do you mean? Give money to your mother? Why? Oh, you give money to your father? Why? I said, no, but they're your parents. They're my parents. Go see them once in a while, give them a peck, everybody's fine. I think this, because why the conversation come? Because the guy was telling me places he has been to for vacation. And we work in the same company. What's going on? You are in Greece, you look at pictures. He said, he saved a lot of his money. And he plans for his vacation, he doesn't joke with them, and his wife, they go, they tour the world. So they're already planning the next place they're going to be in the next summer and stuff like that. So, black tax in Africa is real, you know. It's not only your parents. People you grew up with that now see your Facebook post. They'll now slide into your DM. Say, chairman. You know, chairman. They will now start a very, very emotional statement. You don't abandon us. So, you know, so it's like that. And then, first of all, I want to encourage believers to have good giving culture, disciplined giving culture, be benevolent. Maybe because I'm a pastor, but aside that, I always believe that my own personal giving, you don't have to follow the same method. My own personal giving is spiritual. Okay? When I want to give, I have to have some nudge in my spirit to give. So if the nudge is not coming, sincerely, if you like, talk up, talk down, make the matter look so big and serious. If the nudge is not there, the likelihood I will give is not there. Because sometimes I've given people that did not ask. I just sense that they need it and I give. So it's more of nudging, because I believe giving is spiritual. Because if I want to give emotionally, you will not have anything for even your children. That's just the truth about life. You will not have anything because people have very emotional, compelling stories. In fact, somebody can meet you now, well-articulated emotional story, and you will just go home, empty your account, and give the person. I think you are doing God's will. It will only for you to realize that the person does job you well. So, black tax will always come. First of all, I want to encourage people to build a sound spiritual giving culture. I don't know how else to explain it. You know, because I don't want you to live here saying, we went to one program and they said it. No more giving. Nobody should come here again. No. I want to, like, the balance for a believer, for me giving, the balance is the spirit witness. For me, the balance will give the spirit witness, you know. And because that's the point where, even when somebody wants to now guilt trip you, because you have checked your inner man and you are at peace with yourself, because you're not feeling guilty. They can go and be lamenting. I've had cases, people call my mom, people call my dad, hey, your son is this. Again, so it's like that. But you know that you are not that wicked person they are painting. You know, right? Because you know the values and you know things you have done without even people asking. That's why I say that balance can only be by the spirit witness. But when black tax come, it will always come in different shape and in different form. But again, scripture does not negate good planning. In fact, scripture encourages us to plan. Scripture encourages us to prepare. God gave us his only begotten son, not by chance. Right from the very first fall of man, he already said it, so the plan has started. In fact, before the man even fell, the plan of Jesus was already there. So it means even God himself plans. Whatever you see today happening, God has planned it years back. So if you have a plan, black tax sometimes can be one of the reasons why your plan can never come to fruition. And those are the same people, after 15 years of staying in the city, that will say, what do you have to show for it? But they will forget that they are the ones that were calling you left, right, and center, that did not allow you to sit down one day and plan. I will end by giving you an example. I had a friend that works in Total. This story is going to amaze you. I knew that he got the Total job 2007 because at then we were working together in P&G in Ibadan, and he left to go to Shell Intensive Training Program, and then a few months later he got a job with Total. So he was a staff, not a third party. He was a staff in Total since 2007. As when I came to Port Harcourt 2015, to resume the job I'm working now, 8 years later, that my friend did not have one plot of land in Port Harcourt. One. But he has been a total staff that goes to RIG for 1 month and 1 month. And I know that as at then, he was earning at least 50,000 naira, I'm saying at least, per day for as inconvenience bonuses every time he's on the RIG. And he goes 1 month on, 1 month off. That's minus salary. Another benefit. He doesn't have a plot of land to his name in Port Harcourt. He was living in a rented apartment for 8 years. And what's the reason? Because he's paying school fees of 3 of his siblings. His elder brother that went to Qatar, he sponsored it. The elder sister shop in Lagos, he rented the shop and stocked the shop full. To the extent the elder sister husband sneaked and came to him and asked for his own. That he wants to start recharge card business, whatever. Now, all these black taxes did not allow the guy even think on having one investment. Because he kept saying, I don't want them to say I'm wicked. I don't want them to say it's because of the wife I married. I don't want them to insult my wife. They will not say because you are married now. So he was training. In fact, one of the younger brothers I met physically came for holiday, went back and told everybody in the house that their brother is wicked. That their brother friends and colleagues in Port Harcourt are buying cars for their younger brother. That he is bragging that he's paying school fees. And one of those siblings was Caleb investing in Lagos, very expensive. Now, I'm just saying this. So when I got my job and the guy came to my hotel room to see me somewhere in Intense Cab in Aba Road, the guy spent 5 hours talking to me from the place of pain. And he told me, don't make the mistake I made. You cannot satisfy everybody.
Let me just say something, please. First and foremost, based on my age, I've been married for 20 years. And I have 4 kids. 2 of my daughters are twins and they are in Crawford University year 2. My last daughter is 11 years in JS1. And I have a mother-in-law. My wife has sisters, brothers. I have about 7 of them. I have about 23 staff. I'm a pastor of a youth church. I have my own tribe that I'm building. I'm a very social person. I like life. You understand what I'm saying? I like life. I enjoy enjoyment. And as you are here listening to me, I know that you like life too. But let me warn you, as you are going into liking life, you will be subjected to a lot of guilt by people who don't even have right to do so. By the mere fact that they borrow you pencil or eraser to write the exam, or during WAEC they told you answer, or they told you A is the answer, not B. They will be entitled to you. They are waiting for your success. The earnest expectation of humans is that your money is not only for you. Do you understand? But build what the pastors call discernment, or what we laymen call emotional intelligence. The ability to know yourself and know people. So that when they are coming, you already say, Dish. See, as they are coming, you already, let me tell you, brethren and brothers and sisters, when you wake up in the morning, pray for capacity to understand people. Pray for capacity to know what people want to say before they say it. Pray for spiritual discernment. I don't know how I'm going to tell you, but what I'm saying is, as people are before you like this, pray for ability to read them, because they will drill you. They will send you back to your village without anything, and they will be the first to post it on social media. They will be the first to say, when you had the money, do you understand? What did you do? So please, first and foremost, fix self first. That's what I always preach. You, make sure you are okay. When you fly, they'll tell you, as you are carrying a baby or you have somebody, they say, save your first. In case the plane crashes, save yourself first before you save. So let's understand that one of the major problems that we have in Africa is family. Now, one of the biggest wealth that you can have in Africa is also family. So you have to understand the people, when they come to you, they bring problems. They never tell you any good news. They never share. In fact, they will not tell you, you know, all this while I've been coming to ask for money. Now I have my own money. They won't tell you.
Never.
All this while, you know, anytime they come, they always ask for money. Now they have money, they will still not tell you. Avoid such persons. Avoid people that anytime they come, they drain you mentally. Because that's where it starts from. When they beat you, catch you, hold you mentally, they will now throw that subtle request and say, you know, I've not eaten for the past. Yeah, there are people who have not eaten for the past
200
but, I mean, let's be realistic. You are not God. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry. It's not my intention to actually, stretch the conversation, but since we are, you're young people like myself, it's our elders, so.
We're all young.
Yeah, one of the easiest ways that you can actually, dodge this whole concept is just pay yourself first. The moment your salary enters, or even before it enters, you might even set up an automatic withdrawal, automatic debit to your brokerage, your investment account, or your savings account. Let the money leave your account. What is left, when they come, it's either you give them your feeding money or you feed them. So you choose one, and it's possible to fast and give them, no problem. But you know that money is somewhere working for you. So you pay yourself first, then you can now discuss the other things. And that pay yourself first, whenever that money is entering, please, the discipline of not touching it is important. So that let it go into whatever it's doing, and then you are facing other things, you are facing your business. 3, 4, 5 years down the line, while you have helped everybody, you know that money is somewhere stocked up, value is growing, it's appreciating, and everybody is fine at the end of the day. Right? Okay,
thank you so much. I'm going to ask you a question, Mr. Victor, and I'll run it down. Where should I, as I'm young now, where should I start my investing journey from? Where is the best place to begin my investing journey, or how do I begin my investing journey? That's the question.
Okay, so the first thing, of course, we've mentioned it already, which is investing in yourself, growing value, because your certificate it's an investment on its own. It's a valuable asset that you can use to actually create more value.
Sorry, what if you actually studied fishery, or you studied?
The truth of the matter is that every idea, every
physical education,
it can be profitable. It depends on the individual, right? I have a cousin that studied fishery actually. And
what's wrong with
he studied fishery, and currently he owns a very huge pond, and he's doing well for himself. So it's really not about the course and all. Of course, there are courses that you know what I mean. But then,
see, I am not a graduate. I'm serious. Go and Google it anywhere. I am not a graduate. Let me leave it there. I don't have DSC, I don't have HND. Thank you.
Yes, can we all put our hands together, please? This is not the first time that he's saying it. He actually said it the last time that he came. And then if you notice, when I was reading out his profile, I don't mention that he has any MSc, BSc or anything. Yes, but then there are specific things that he has done, which he would still share. But let's go.
He has said it all.
And no, he has not said it all.
So of course, you build yourself first, and then when it now comes to investing in assets, as someone who is starting, you don't need to. There was something I wanted to mention, thinking about earning in dollars. There is this concept around social media where it's easy to earn cheap. You can earn dollars cheaply. You don't even need to have a skill. Just go online, do 1 or 2 things, do some 1 or 2, and you just earn. If you can actually do that for a couple of weeks, you can deceive people for a couple of weeks and months. What they're going to discover. And when they discover, you will so live the system of life that they will forget you. So Invest in yourself, even if someone is telling you that there's a way to earn in dollars, sharp. It may not even be Yahoo, but they are making we know now, we see it online. Even if there is a way, make sure that you know that skill so well, so deep, that 5 years from now, you would, in fact, you'll be surprised at your level of growth. So I just wanted to mention that. Now, when it comes to investing in assets, as a beginner or someone who wants to start, you don't rush into investing in assets with a huge chunk of your money, or looking for, sorry to those who do Forex trading. Forex trading, of course, it works for those who are experienced, but as a starter, as a beginner, you have no business trading Forex. Go and learn it first. Go and understand it. Go and practice with 0.05% of your salary. When you have understood the dynamics, then you can now start taking it up to 1%, 2%. You can take 40% of your salary to do Forex. What happened in MBA will meet you. So please, you take just a small percentage of your money into some of those things, and then majorly you start to invest in what I call assets that kind of build your foundation. We have bonds, we have treasury bills, we have mutual funds. Now, for my elders, there are people who are more into the more into the advanced assets, like real estate, deep. They definitely will prefer that area because that's what they are. That's what they love. That's what they are.
So let me just say something. Sorry to cut you. Before you invest, survive. What did I say? Before you invest, go and learn survivor. So all this bond is good, but survive. So go and learn how to survive. When you survive, now person wake up, see. If you see anybody licking plates, the person no belle full.
Thank you, sir.
It's not because the soup is sweet. When you are full, where is the space to lick the plate? Do you understand? So survive. What he has said is fantastic. First, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest in the capacity to earn, even when you are sleeping. For example, they call you to come and speak on what you learn in school, and you can't speak, and you say you are a graduate. Even the thing that you graduated in, you can't teach it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's the first place to survive. Survive. When you learn survival, there are 3 levels of life. First and foremost, survival. Then you now look at existence. Then you now look at essence. Do you understand? See what people are doing. You're saying that when my children grow, they will start feeding you. You want to take from the future. The future that is not, you want to start taking from it. Meanwhile, you are here already. The child that you want to take from, you don't know what the child is going to grow to become. The child might not even have your time. The child might choose not to marry. The kind of people I'm seeing here now, not many people want to marry. It's the truth, because they are calculating. Before I take care of myself, before I rent house, before I now bring another woman. So this is the mentality. Do you understand? So what I'm saying is, as Christians, if we're going to build generational wealth and sustain it, please don't forget my question. So you will have to learn how to survive. When you learn survival, you'll be disciplined. When you learn survival, you always remember where you're coming from. You'll be disciplined. You will not throw money around. You will not go to party and start doing it like this. Do you understand? Because you know what you see. If it is someone like me that use my car as cab, my own car, use it as cab so that my family can feed, then you now come and Zadi, this one. Not that I won't give you, but I won't give you normally. I will ask you plenty questions. So thank you very much. So let's survival. Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't want to answer it. I don't need to. Okay. All right. So, sir, because I skipped you the first time.
No, it's fine.
Yes, sir. So the question is, should you work with, like now, for we now that want to start investing now, for example, that is for those of us who are surviving and we are leaving the survival stage to come up here and we want to start investing. So should we work with a financial advisor or should we invest by ourselves? How do we go about
the first thing in investment is education. Education. I told you about awareness. And then I forgot while the pastor was talking, our goals are different. And that is why I always tell people to fix self first, because you need to understand yourself. For example, you have to look at what stage of life are you before you talk about investment and all of that. You seek for money for 3 major reasons. First, for survival, which is operational reasons. Second, for precautionary motive. Do you understand? And then contingency. So now, somebody who is not married, let me put it in a proverb. You can't bury your in-law when you are not married. Do you understand? You can't bury your mother-in-law when you are not married. True or false? So now, when you have money with you as an unmarried or as a single person, you can't be competing or comparing that money with somebody who is married with children who has the same money with you, the same amount with you. Is it true? Is it true?
Yes, sir.
So I'm here now. I'm living in a 3-bedroom. I have 4 children. Do you understand? I have a wife, I have office, I have all of that. And maybe the money I have is 500,000. All that I have. And you're not doing anything, and all that I have is 500,000. Are we mates?
No.
We are not mates. Why did you say it's the same 500, and the same value, the same economy? So exactly. So that should be helping you in your decision. Because when they say about pressure and all that, so you need education before you invest. And when you want to invest, don't be emotionally blackmailed into anything you don't understand. Victor is here, see his trouser, check, and all of those things. And then you ask him, and Victor is saying, I'm doing this, and you're like, ha! God, when? See, don't use his own current status, his own current lifestyle to build your own. You are seeing Frank Edward with that. Me now go to Baba and say, I like that Frank Edward haircut. Let me cut it. Will it fit you? With this flat head? It can't fit me now. So you don't look at, see that thing. So you need education. So if your education gap requires you to meet with Victor, or requires you to meet with Pastor Moses, or requires you to meet an usher, just go and do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you need education. But if you thought what you have known is enough for you to make a decision, by all means go ahead and make your decision. And you know that there are consequences of decision. So it's like a masquerade that is polluting. A masquerade that is wearing all of those things and you are farting inside the thing. See, we will perceive the smell, but the grade of perception and the smell, you are inside the thing, you will feel it more than us. So thank you very much. So that's what I'm trying to say. So by all means, if you need education, like some of you want to get married, you are not seeing pastor. You already know the kind of woman you want. You already know the kind of shape you want. You already know the kind of family you want. You don't need pastor to advise you. Bring the person on the day of wedding. They will bless you. When you go back home, now you and the woman. But if you think you are able to do it yourself, why not? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir. So, Pastor Moses, I have a question for you. Someone is asking, a friend of mine told me that a cleaner in the United Kingdom is living better than a banker in Nigeria. Does it mean that traveling outside Nigeria is the way forward now, sir?
Well, I will not, first of all, what the person is doing there, okay, The question is a bit not. I don't want to answer the question the way it came. Okay, let me restructure it a bit to say, does it mean that traveling outside the country is the way forward? There are several ways forward. It's possible traveling outside the country is your own way forward. Okay, find your own way forward. Don't copy and paste formula. Sometimes when you copy and paste formula in Excel, it gives you error. Hashtag ref. Something is missing. Okay, so the point is, when in the context, maybe, I don't know what cleaning, maybe it's industrial cleaning. Maybe it's industrial cleaning, he owns an industrial cleaning company, or is the chairman of industrial cleaning company. Okay, so, but we say cleaner like we know. Like janitors in UK. Is it you said UK?
Yes, sir.
In UK.
United Kingdom.
Well, a banker in Nigeria should be earning, I don't know. It depends. Maybe it depends if it's a banker. Is it like the third party guy they are paying 70k or 80k? So we don't know, just saying. Because a typical banker, a professional banker, grounded banker should be around the range of 180, 200k, right? I'm just being factual. So at the end of the day, I don't think that analogy is correct. Because in absolute value, maybe what the person is earning looks, when you convert it to Naira, looks higher. But for sure, cost of living in UK and Nigeria is different. Okay? You pay for a house, you buy a burger, you drink a bottle of water. I think the last time I was in Aberdeen, a soda cost about £2, so thereabouts. Okay? And a bottle of beer cost about £10. Okay? £2 is how much in Naira? It's about 2,000 plus. But how much is Coke here? 200. So you see that it's not the same. So the person might be earning absolutely, but the thing is that by the time the person finishes paying his bills, you will realize that the purchasing power of the banker in Nigeria is almost ×3 of the janitor in UK. That's how I will summarize it. So if that is the reason why you want to japa, please sit back and analyze again.
Analyze your japa plans. Okay, so thank you, sir. So, sir, Mr. Tunde, this question is in twofold. The person is saying, is it good to have a separate budget for giving, and can I exceed it at times? And then the second question is, I have a track record of people not paying me back when I borrow them. What can I do? Hire me, I will drag them for you.
Thank you very much. Okay. It's good to have budget for everything. Budgets, like I talked, I was in a teaching earlier, I said that the most important thing about budget, are we all together? Yes, sir. The most important thing about budget is not the money. Let me shock you. As a chartered accountant, and more importantly as a financial consultant, the most important thing about budget is not the money. It is the time and pattern of arrival. Should I say it again? Yes, sir. The time and pattern of arrival. For example, you are a salary earner, and for sure, like in my office, we pay on the 27th. So all my staff know that no matter what, 27th, something must drop. That's your inflow. So you have budgeted that by 27th, you're expecting 30,000 naira as your inflow. Now, by 28th, you know that you have all the expenses you want to make. That's the most important thing about budget. Now, if the 28th came and that money didn't come, what happens? And you've already budgeted your expenditure based on 28th. Do you understand now? So the most important thing is not always the money. It's always about the source and the time and pattern. Does it come once a month? Does it come 4 times a week? Does it come, like I always ask my staff, for example, we're going on holiday on the 18th of December to come back on the 10th of January or thereabout. Do you want your bonus as you are going, or you want your bonus when you come back? or you want half as you are going, or you want half on your way back. Sir. Somebody say, sir, give me my money. So I oblige the person. But by January 10th, when others come and they just receive half the balance of their money, do not be like, wow. See, it depends on you. So it's good to have budget for everything. Then the second one, you have an history that people don't pay you. Stop borrowing people money. You're not a bank. If except you're a charitable organization. Do you understand? So you can set up a charitable organization, be putting the money there, and see, God will reward you. He is a rewarder of those that diligently seek. So if you think it's bothering you, for you to ask that question, it means there's something that thing is doing to you that you don't like. If it's not affecting your finance, your survival, and your essence, then by all means continue giving them. I would like to know you. So, but if you think it's affecting your finance, then you have to stop. You see, the biggest solution to life is self-awareness. When the point where you are, say, at this rate, I cannot continue like this. That is when you know that you have small sense. Do you understand? So please, if it is affecting you, stop it. If somebody comes to you, tell them you don't have. It's part of emotional intelligence management. Your ability to say no to people. And the reason is that if you are looking for validation from outside, you will continue to fall prey. Because you want people to say you are nice. You want people to say, she's very kind or he's very kind. And that's why you're doing stuff. You will live a poverty-inclined life. You'll be seeing money. You know there's a difference between seeing money and using money. You'll be seeing the money, but you won't know what the money is going to. So please stop borrowing money for fun. But if you don't know, if it doesn't affect you, please continue and give me your number.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Victor, this question goes to you. What investments platforms can you recommend? And do you advise converting naira to dollar and saving?
We like dollar too much.
Okay, so for investment platform that I'll recommend, of course, from the part of education, the next thing is to actually identify your risk level. So if you're someone who has a low risk, you're still you don't like too much risk, you're a melancholy or you're a phlegmatic person, just stay there. Don't go too much until you have educated yourself enough about that particular asset, and then you are confident enough to don't be like me that I'm sounding and anything risky, that's what we're looking for. But then if you're low risk, you can go for bonds, treasury bills, mutual funds, fixed deposits. Yes, fixed deposits, and this one they call locked. When you lock your money and then they give you interest at the end of the year. That's for low risk. Medium risk, you can start looking at things like exchange traded funds or real estate investment trusts. And most of these things are offered by stock brokerage applications. Even if you are not comfortable with fintech brokerages, that's this financial technology, you can actually meet Stanbic Bank, or they have Meristem Brokers, they have Cardinal Stone, they have a lot of them. You can meet them. Only that for them, you need to have a certain level of income before you can invest with them. But Bamboo, Truth, Shaka, all of them, they allow you to invest with as little as $1, $10. You can just start playing around there with that amount of money. So medium risk ETFs, exchange traded funds. I want to explain what that is. But we can talk about them.
Anybody who wants to find out more about it can come and
yes. Now, for example, the real estate investment trust, for people who you don't have so much money to put into buying one full plot of land or half plot of land, there are investment trusts that they put the money together, buy it on your behalf, and then give you a percentage. It's almost like a mutual fund as well. Give you a percent at the end of the year. But you want to take it up. You want to take it up to a little bit of risk. They start looking at individual stocks. talk about Tesla, Amazon, Dangote Sugar, Access Bank, UBA, all those shares. And so that's just how it is. Of course, if you have that level of, you want to stretch, you can go into real estate actually. It's also a good, investment asset class. But then, of course, education is important. Educating yourself and then taking actions. Is it good to change Naira to the dollar? 100%. Like I said, when you look at the value of the Naira to the dollar, when you look at what is happening, and let me tell you the honest truth, with the level of information I have gathered, with the level I've gathered concerning the economy in Nigeria, Naira is never going to go back to 500. It has no business with 500 again. Talking about the black market rate, the para market. It has no business with even 700. If it's ever going to come back there, what it essentially means is that Nigeria would have to be a high, our exporting has to be higher than our import. Number one. Number two, we have to be a producing nation, a highly producing nation. We have to be using what we produce. So how many of us here have DSTV subscription? Okay, how many of us here use MTN? Everybody, right? That is importation because this is a South African company. So we have to start looking at how we can, use Nigerian homegrown companies and love what we do. Collect your shoe from a bar, not the Turkey one, but then the one that they made with hand. All those things. But is it going to? What's the possibility? So if you want to hedge against some of this devaluation, you can actually save money, your Naira in the dollar. But this is it. If you are just saving money, Naira in dollars, that's not investing. That is just you hedging against the devaluation of the Naira. So if, for example, you change your dollar for maybe, say you want to get $100, so you change for 1,100 Naira to a dollar, that's 110,000 Naira. And then maybe the Naira falls to 1.5. What it means is that addition that you will get when you are changing your dollar back to the Naira is the actual value of the Naira that has devalued. So you're just getting back that appreciation. It's not as if you have invested in the dollar and you have gotten it. No, that's not it. You have just hedged properly. But if you want to invest, then you actually put that money into a vehicle that is going to appreciate in value over time.
Okay, thank you. Pastor Moses, I have a question for you. By the way, the person who asked the question on, is it wrong to, the person asked the question about when can we expect the Naira to strengthen against the dollar. It has been answered, and I believe that Pastor Moses can also throw more light when he's answering our question. For a young person who just started working or driving business, is real estate a good place to start investing? For a young person who just started working or started his own or her own business, is real estate a good place to start investing?
Well, again, I like not to answer take this on the absolute term, so somebody can have gotten a job as a graduate trainee in LNG with a gross pay of about 3 million naira in a month, and they take home for around 2 million naira. In 1 year, you can decide to go into real estate. It all depends. When we say started, so I have to be very specific. Where are you starting? Some people start small. Some people, God has given them big grace to start big. So, but I think it's a function of risk, first of all. Real estate in itself is, at the worst case scenario, is a mid-term investment. It's never a short-term investment. Okay? So if you're looking for something in the short term, something that will turn over something, no matter how little for you in 6 months to 1 year, then you shouldn't talk about real estate. Because anybody tells you that the value of a land is going to appreciate 20% in 1 year, that person wants to scam you. Except the person is working with the state government and he knows that they are just going to do a major, massive project on this road, and he just gives you a small hint to say, look guys, the government is about to sign this, quickly get a plot of land here. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, even as that, the value doesn't really skyrocket overnight. It builds over time. So I don't know if real estate is the business the new person that wants to step into investment want to start with, except the person has a very steady risk appetite and is able to lock huge amount of money for 5 years and just look the other side and be doing other things. That's typically how real estate work. People that have made good fortune from real estate is if you don't look at their story, their glory, try to hear also their story. Some of them have kept those land for 23 years. They won't tell you. Some of them have bought those land 100,000, 200,000 naira years ago, 1999, 2000, the days of Morocco in Lagos, and the Sanfield area that is now the Oniru of today, and all those stuff, and all the Lekki that was an abandoned area. People have bought them years and forgotten that they even had the land there. But now they are cash cows, you know. So my point is, real estate is a bit of a mid-term to long-term investment. If that is your risk appetite level, then you should, for sure, consider the risk estates or risk trust fund, like maybe joint. I was advising somebody just yesterday the same thing. You know, person came up with a nice idea about investment, and I asked the person, how much do you have? When I had the amount of money, I told the person, you might need to get partners to make the investment look, because that idea is great, but your money will not scratch the surface. If nobody will be willing to take that as a deposit for any investment, for that kind of investment portfolio you are considering. So maybe you want to go to the lower ones, the short-term ones to start with. That would be the advice. Start with the short-term ones. Let me just chip in something for those that want to be changing naira to dollar. Again, I said about risk assessment. The world is changing so fast. So fast. By this time last year, we are talking about global warming. We're talking about country increasing their commitment to CO reduction, CO emission reduction. As I speak to you now, those countries that were championing the fight for global warming now are almost not interested in that discussion. Why? Because Russia decided to go to war with Ukraine, and Russia used to be the 70% supplier of energy to Europe and some parts of America. Now, what does that mean? The Europeans are now going back to the same source of energy that causes global warming, because they have to survive. Because, like Mr. Bello says, everybody, you can only be thinking of existence and essence when you have survived. It's not just you. Even national decisions are made like that. So, in the same way also, BRIC, which is China, Russia, and some other nations in the world, they have membership up to 21 nations now, and they are still growing. There's this joke about Nigeria wanted to apply for BRIC, and BRIC rejected the application, but again, we play a lot in this country. But guess what? BRIC is expanding, and one of the agenda of BRIC is to crash dollar. So be careful, eh? So when you are putting your money in dollar, or you are doing your global transaction in dollar, and your life is built around dollar, balance your information so that you don't wake up one morning and realize that more than half of the important nations in the world do not want to do business with you again in dollar. Then what is the essence of your dollar?
Very important. Thank you so much, sir, for throwing that light. Mr. Tunde, this question is to you. As a freelancer who earns on a daily basis, how do I manage my personal finance from my business?
Okay. The truth is, like I said, what are your reasons for existence now? What stage are you? You know, most times, even at my level of business management, I still put hand in my business money. I won't tell you lie. Shebi we are on the altar. Yeah. So I still put hands in my business money. I have in the business, and my daughters call me, Daddy. The sociology lecturer said that there's this practical. I said I don't have. Daddy, you are playing with fire. What will I do now? And I have money in the business. She, I will not say, financial management told us that I will put hand in the share is my business. Is it not my business? She means because I'm alive that I'm calling it my business. So I'll put hands there and take the money. If my management or the board say why, I say, this okay, you can convert it to loan or paper. It's as simple as that. It's my business. I sign the check. Then maybe I'm not the only signatory, but I have authority to do that. So, at your level of business, there are some certain things. It's just that most people who ask questions have answers. They just want validation. They just want somebody to tell them, do the thing now. You understand? Some have even done it. They just want to feel free in their mind, So, but if this act jeopardizes the survival of your business, competitiveness of your business, and profitability of your business, or the stakeholders' expectations, because we don't have the same stakeholders. For example, if my business is a partnership, it means that my stakeholders are daily there with me. If it's a limited liability company, the shareholders are there. If it's an NGO, the same stakeholders are there. If it is a government, the stakeholders are there. So once you identify your stakeholders, you will see how your patterns of spending and financial management will be. But it is actually not totally right or totally wrong to take money from business to survive. Because it is upon your survival that you are managing that business. Then the only thing is that you are putting the money back. If you take money from the business and you are putting the money back. But if you have a pattern, you know that if you take money from business, you don't put it back, and it's going to affect your business. For example, I just got an alert of 60,500 now. 60,500. By the time I look at it, because it's not my money. It's business money. Do you understand? And there's nothing I can, because I know that today is 21, right?
Yes.
In 6 days, we will pay salary. So, and that reminds me, for those of you who say that maybe SAC came as a shock, or what was the question that time? See, the truth is, if it is not your business, it is not secured. What did I say?
It's not your business, it's not secure.
There is a level, there is a point you will ask for promotion, you are asking for SAC.
Yes.
There is a level of request that say, sir, my money is small, they increase it. Sir, my money is small, they increase it. There will be a time that the last time you come, they will just tell you, your trouble is too much. And they will get another person that will start lower. You don't understand what I'm saying? So you are not as important as you think you are. So when you look at your personal finance and business finance, what is taught in financial management, separate your business money from your personal money. And the only way you can do that is to pay yourself. But the business that you want to pay yourself from, they are still paying into your own account. And you say you want to be paying yourself. You've already paid yourself because the business is not separated from you. Those who are in lifestyle business, that's how it is. For example, if we call Frank Edward now, if we call Frank Edward, and Frank Edward say, okay, for me to come and perform in HIPC, right?
HPCC.
Sorry, HPCC. You have to pay 5 million. And the church has the capacity to pay because we really want Frank Edward to come. And we say, give us an invoice. And Frank Edward gives you an invoice into Higher Grace Music International. That's a business name, right? Yeah. But imagine we pay that money, Frank Edward now sent Victor, his assistant, to come and sing. Are we going to take it? No. It's a church now, we should take it. No. Why? So it's a lifestyle business. Even he has created a business out of that business, calling it a separate. He is joking. Because you can pay into a limited liability company's account, but you can't call your front desk to come and do the music performance. I don't know if I'm confusing you. So if that business is a lifestyle business, you can at least separate it. But if it is a business that anytime you call us, somebody pick the call, what can we do for you? And then they now send the consultant to come and meet you. You don't even know who owns the business. Do you understand? All you needed is you want the thing get done. Maybe our roof is leaking and you call Roof Limited, and Roof Limited came and you saw a woman and you now say, it's a woman that is fixing roof. We know they do. Okay, do you want your roof fixed or you want a man? Do you understand? Yes. Okay, fix the roof. You won't even know who owns the business. But you call Frank Edward to come and perform, and everybody say, we are going to Frank Edward concert. And you now came, you now saw
We now saw Pastor Moses. You know, he said, come. We did not call. We wanted. So that, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. Because of the fact that we do not have time, the person who asked the questions about treasury bills and bonds, please meet any of our panelists after this session to ask them. The person who asked about what's your take about borrowing the money to start and grow a business, please meet any of our panelists. And then the person who asked this wonderful question of what is the best way to say no and still sleep well at night, please meet any of our panelists.
Stay strong.
Stay
strong to your conviction. Stay strong to your conviction. When you say no, stay strong to it. Let it work first before you start blaming yourself. Stay strong.
Yeah.
Stay strong.
Okay, so for everybody who asked questions, thank you very much. I really hope that we've learned a lot from this session. The major points for you to actually take home is the fact that wealth building is in different stages, and it's important to recognize the stage that you are in and be willing to grow from there. Thank you very much. I still remain your very humble host, Jessica T. Owunna. And thank you so much, Pastor Moses. Thank